Most people have felt a quiet tension before something important, a feeling that keeps the mind alert and the body slightly on edge. It often appears when the future feels uncertain, when outcomes matter, and when the mind tries to prepare for things that have not happened yet. In small amounts, this feeling is useful because it helps people stay focused and careful about what they are doing. The problem begins when it stays active even after the moment has passed and slowly starts influencing thoughts, habits, and daily life. That character is anxiety. It is your brain's early warning system. It evolved to answer one question only. Is something about to go wrong? Before modern life, this question could decide life or death. Imagine early humans. No houses, no police, hospitals, or alarms. Every unfamiliar sound in the dark could mean a predator. Every strange place could mean death, and every mistake could mean not living long enough to see another day. In that world, anxiety was not a problem. It was an advantage. Anxiety helped those humans notice predators, avoid risky places, stay alert in unfamiliar environments, prepare for fights, escapes, or shortages. Those without anxiety didn't survive long enough to pass on genes. Anxiety wasn't fear. Fear reacts when danger is already here. Anxiety reacts when danger might come. Humans who felt that uneasiness survived more often than those who did not, and slowly anxiety became wired into the human nervous system. It was never designed to bring peace or happiness. It was designed to keep humans alive. Thousands of years passed. The world changed. Humans built homes, cities, technology, and systems that removed most immediate physical danger from daily life. But anxiety never evolved alongside that change. A small amount of anxiety in modern life improves performance, increases focus, helps decision-making, prevents reckless behavior. This is why people with zero anxiety take extreme risks, miss warning signs, often get into danger. Anxiety becomes harmful only when the brain treats normal life as danger. The threat is imagined, not real. Anxiety is like a smoke alarm. It's supposed to ring only when there's fire. If it rings every time you make a toast, it becomes torture. Now imagine a human living in this modern world who is trying to improve his life, trying to move forward, trying to do better than where he currently stands. And that effort creates pressure, expectations, and a constant focus on the future. To anxiety, this feels like an open door. At first, anxiety helps him in small, almost invisible ways. It pushes him to prepare before important moments, to double-check decisions, and to stay cautious in unfamiliar situations. Life still moves forward, and anxiety feels like a quiet background voice that sometimes helps him stay sharp. But anxiety does not understand moderation. It was never programmed to know when preparation becomes excess or when caution turns into limitation. So slowly, without announcing itself, anxiety starts speaking louder and more often. It begins warning him about things that have not happened yet, creating vivid scenarios of failure, embarrassment, loss, and rejection. The human listens because anxiety sounds convincing and because it has always existed to protect him. Over time, it starts influencing not just thoughts, but actions. He hesitates to speak, delays decisions, and overthinks every possible outcome until doing nothing feels safer than doing something wrong. Physically, his body remains in a constant state of readiness, as if danger is always nearby. His muscles stay tense, his breathing becomes shallow, his sleep becomes restless, and his energy slowly drains without a clear reason. Mentally, his world begins to shrink. From anxiety's perspective, a tired mind is easier to control because exhaustion makes tension feel normal and resistance feel unnecessary. Once human sleep starts weakening, anxiety moves deeper, making human more aware of his heartbeat, his breathing, and the way his body feels during normal situations. Opportunities do not disappear, but anxiety labels them as threats before he can consider them calmly. New experiences feel overwhelming. Familiar routines feel safer, and slowly, life becomes smaller without him fully realizing how it happened. Anxiety now feels powerful. It has taken control not by force, but by convincing the human that avoidance is protection and stillness is safety. Anxiety believes it is doing its job perfectly, even as the human feels increasingly stuck, disconnected, and dissatisfied with the life he is living. Eventually, the human notices something is wrong, not because anxiety caused a dramatic breakdown, but because life feels empty despite being safe. He feels tired without being physically exhausted and trapped without any visible walls around him. For the first time, he does something anxiety did not expect. A small change enters humans' routine. At first, it happens through simple conversations, where human mentions his restlessness, his tiredness, and the constant pressure in his head while talking casually with a friend or a family member. These conversations do not solve anything immediately, but they interrupt the pattern, because for short moments humans' attention moves away from his thoughts and toward being understood. Slowly, the human begins changing small parts of his routine to reconnect with life. He takes breaks instead of constantly pushing himself, spends time away from constant mental noise. He moves more, whether through exercise, walking, sports, or simply being physically active again, and his body begins releasing tension it has carried for too long. From anxiety's perspective, these changes feel uncomfortable because during these moments its presence weakens, becoming quieter as humans' focus shifts outward. When anxiety senses it is losing control, it becomes louder because being ignored feels dangerous to a system built entirely around protection. But something unexpected happens. Nothing goes wrong. The human survives discomfort, survives uncertainty, and survives fear without the disasters anxiety predicted. Each experience becomes quiet evidence that not every warning requires obedience. Anxiety steps back, not defeated, but corrected. It does not disappear. It returns to the place it was always meant to occupy, waiting quietly instead of controlling every decision. The human moves forward with anxiety beside him, not above him. Understanding anxiety does not make it vanish, but it restores balance.